I'm sorry, we have had some very pressing buyouts over the last 48 hours. So make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that 2026 button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So Dampier Vampire Sheridan has left the building. I had to double check this when this got mentioned yesterday, because I was like, huh? So my first initial inspiration that looked at Sheridan was, oh, we got new Hecka Hand support. I mean, I guess that would initially make sense here if you were looking at things and you realize I've never seen a Hecka Hands list playing Sheridan, but it lets you exceed summon it using a monster that is owned by your opponent as material. That's the reason why, that thought even comes up, because you can manipulate it to a 6 to be able to do your thing, which I guess is fine. But the only other things are, you can detach a material from it to target a card your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. That has no application going first. And then if a monster is on the field sent to your opponent's graveyard by a card effect or destroyed by battle and sent to the opponent's graveyard, you can technically detach one to special summon one of that monster to your field. This would act as I guess a turn 2 potential for you to make more monsters and then slap a Zeus on top of this. Which I guess at that point, having access to Zeus, having access to getting further monsters out of your opponent's control, those are the only things that I can personally think of that would make me want to consider playing Vampire Sheridan at all. But these secret rares don't exist. They got wiped off all the way down to the $15 mark. $15, people, for a stupid little zombie vampire clone. And I mean, I guess you can technically zombie vampire this, but you still got to have another level 6 monster. So I guess the madness that is Armades. So Armades also got wiped off of the market in the last 48 hours. The fact that this card, one, let me hold on one second. Let me double check this. Its last reprint was Return of the Bling. It has 3 reprints at this stage. But this isn't the first time we've talked about Armades. We have talked a lot about this card because this card is just, the Elven Notes Fiendsmith enabler. And hello, you've reached the new calendar year here. Actually, you're 4 days into 2026 at this point in time. And the market turnover on these 2026 hype cards has been some of the most insane that I think I have seen in a very, very long time, people. We went from a stagnant market to doing jack shit to suddenly, we're getting bombarded constantly with this. Elven Notes is going to be an interesting little discussion point to be had here as we kind of venture into this year, because obviously, you've got the Centurion build, you've got the Fiendsmith build, you have all of these different ways to want to look and how to build this deck. And I think that's kind of a really cool thing to look at when you're in the design space here. And I think Armades, yes, a lot of duelists are going to try to, anytime you can see, oh my gosh, we can do light Fiendsmith good stuff. At this point in time, it's just coping, trying to figure out the best way to make sure I can make the DDD monster so I don't get Nibiru'd, so I can play whatever bad combo pile I initially want to have to be able to go. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's there. Red Nova Dragon. So, all versions of Red Nova Dragon, and this has got to do with the hype around the Jag Atlas pile. I can tell you, having played YGO Pro and played a little bit of Limbo format around New Year's, the amount of people that are playing the Jack Atlas Resonator deck right now is at an interestingly all-time high. And I don't know if it's just people like Resonators, if Resonators are the casual go-to thing. I don't necessarily think that that's all that crazy, because I mean, we can have an anime deck be good and have players want to play it, but you know, is Red Nova Dragon really a card that is gaining momentum because of that? And the answer is yes, it is. Red Nova, honestly, I'm not surprised to see that, you know, copies of this have been interchanging off of the market. And especially when you look at like the secret rares being the cheapest out there. Actually, I can't even say that, because you've got the Legendary 5Ds Collector Super, and you've also got commons. So people are just going to be wanting to pick up the secret rares just to have the highest form of it. It's kind of sad, actually. Red Nova Dragon didn't truly get a really good high rarity version. Which is kind of sad, actually, because yeah, Red Nova did get an ultimate rare. Yeah, it did get the ultimate rare. So you're kind of wanting to pick up the secret rare because it's cheap. If not, you're spending $100. Think about that for a second. Our first ed ultimate rare Red Nova Dragon is $100. Yeah, that's the cost of bling. Actually, that's the cost of old school ultimate rares, looking like gorgeous cards. So, not too bad. Ohime, the Manifested Minkanko. Oh boy. To the people that don't believe that Master Duel has an impact on the modern card game, you are so wrong. I have seen over the last couple of days a lot of discussion about Minkanko ever since it touched down to Master Duel. People are actually going, is this going to be a real deck? Like, is Minkanko actually something that we need to prepare for? Like, is there a counterplay to this deck that actually, you know, gives us a chance to keep up? And this is all, once again, we call it the Master Duel effect. We've seen it, you guys remember back with Novelez, right? Where Novelez touched down in the game, and suddenly we were seeing buyouts in the TCG for it. And we've seen it on lower scales before, but this is because people want to take cards from Master Duel and they actually want to play the TCG. And, you know, we talk a lot about the reverse for people want to go from the TCG to Master Duel because, one, you don't have to deal with paper. But the same is interchangeably true on the counterpoint here, actually showing, hey, you know, this is good. While we don't have all of the new Minkanko stuff yet, I mean, we got another 7 weeks on I guess on the high roll for that. I really am hoping, though, that we do see something come from this a little bit more, because it's really cool to see Minkanko doing something. I mean, the deck is toxic as crap, all right? Being able just to have your opponent go, oh, hey, man, I really like your deck. It's very cool and unique. And they just bonk you upside the head with damage reflection. Yeah, it's so cool and so fun. And then the State of Black Rose Dragon. So we actually have, for the first time on record on TCG Player in a while, a first edition sale for a Black Rose Ghost Rare Dragon first edition at $1,500. Now, Stardust Dragon and Black Rose Dragon are the two holy grail items from this old era. And honestly, I'm very surprised to see a Black Rose Dragon selling at $1,500. A lot of these older cards, we do tend to see people wanting to get graded and see if they can actually try to roll for the infamous 10. Obviously, near mint does not equal 10. I don't know how I need to like shout that into the back of the room for people here to hear, but you know, near mint does not equal a PSA 10, people. It means that your card is near mint, all right, good condition, and that. But to see a holy grail item actually getting a sale at the beginning of the year here is actually kind of nice, and it really refreshing. Right now, the market is needing some time to kind of calm down. We went from like stagnant to explosive, and I think we are needing some time to kind of refresh through the cycle here. So we'll see what more is to come. But please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.